Hi, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Frederick.
My name is Emil, and today, or tonight, or this morning, or whatever,
Yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
talk about what do we call it? Dramvention.
Dramvention. Yeah.
Yeah, such a
Cool,
cool play
right?
on words as usual.
Yeah. Instead of intervention, we said dramvention instead.
Yeah,
It's all about the dram, isn't it? So,
yeah,
yeah. So, today's episode, as it says there, not so great things. I mean, it depends on how you take up the subject a little bit, but we're going to talk a little bit, yeah, what we are doing as creators, as
Ooh,
fine connoisseurs, and
yeah.
gods on the internet that everyone looks up to. So, yeah, Mel. So we're just gonna hit it right off, I guess, about the drinking. So,
You want me to talk about my drinking problems
yeah,
right now?
yeah, this is for you. We do it for you. They're all here for you. All our
Yeah,
110 subscribers.
how nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we've been kind of discussing this,
yeah,
talking about the darker side of things, not necessarily in a drinking problem kind of way, but just drinking whiskey, buying whiskey, and especially now that we kind of want to put ourselves out there, make videos and stuff. There's kind of a pressure to try new things, buy new things, and it takes a toll on you in a way. And I guess we're such a small channel. I mean, nobody really cares if I don't buy. I
everybody
haven't bought anything.
cares.
Nobody
Everyone.
cares, to be honest. The people, I don't think the people who follow us care.
Maybe.
Especially, I don't think they judge us. I think they're very supportive. But still, it's that fear of missing out. I think that term, like FOMO. I think it is. It's fear of missing out. Like when you see, for us, you look at Systembolaget, the what's going to get released in the coming months, and you're like, oh god, this is going to be an expensive time.
Yep, time to sell the house and eat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing but what the woods outside or the forest provides.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to discuss here. I mean, we can go in right to that subject. I mean, buying whiskey.
Yeah,
There's always that feeling, like you said, when they're having a release or when the people that we know, oh, yeah, we can get this and this, sometimes you just want to have the ball, you just want it. But then you realize that, yeah, there's 3 weeks more to go before the next paycheck. And yeah, should I not?
yeah.
And I mean, and it can become a problem. I mean, I can be honest. I mean, I'm trying not to, but sometimes been that you're gone over your allowance sometimes
Yeah,
where you're supposed to, just because you get so caught up in it, buying.
yeah,
Because you don't want to miss out, like you say. You don't want to.
yeah. Because maybe this is the best one.
Yeah.
Um,
Just one more bottle. Just two.
yeah,
Just three. Just
and,
4.
and I think it's the same with like the drinking part of it, because
Yeah.
at least for me, I've always been that way. When I drink, I usually drink a lot, and I think that's a quite general thing here in Sweden. I might be an interesting topic for another video, like the different culture and different relation to alcohol in different countries. But it's usually said that here in Sweden we have a very strong party culture. Like we don't drink that much in the week typically. We don't usually have a glass of wine with lunch or a beer with lunch or something, but we save it for the weekend, and then in the weekend we go all in. And I think that leaves its mark sometimes, and that's kind of hard when you get interested in a hobby where you have to like drink with moderation and very small amounts.
Yeah.
Like your brain keeps telling you like, yeah, have another one. So it gets out of hand quite easily, I think.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're recording and joining lives, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a
Yeah,
grab.
exactly.
Oh yeah, let's take this, and it can become, a lot. I mean, I remember when I had my old channel, when because that was more review based. This is more like talking, discussing, or not discussing, but discussions.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. But there are more reviews in that way. And I mean, and you could sometimes review like 4 whiskeys, maybe 5, in a row. And I mean, yeah, that could be quite. And that was just on one day. And sometimes I did that for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
And that wasn't good. That wasn't good. And I mean, and that did have a toll on me. Actually, I have had personally. I've gone through this year, 2021. I've gone through quite a big change in my life, believe it or not. My body has basically, maybe not shut down, but my body was in a bad state, basically. So I got problem with high blood pressure. I had huge problem before a long time with headaches and all that stuff. Just been really bad. I thought it was migraine, but apparently it was high blood pressure. And when that got sorted out, I mean, I've noticed that I can't really drink that much anymore, which is a good thing because you shouldn't be drinking anyway when you have blood pressure and that kind of stuff, especially if you're taking a medication and all that. Even though it might some say no, it doesn't work like this and that, but still, you have to take care of yourself, and that's what I did. That's why I ended the old channel because I felt like I can't do 2 channels. One would I do drinking a lot just to review on this channel, so I felt like I would do this with this cool dude here. No, but it's very important to take care of yourself. Seriously. That's
Yeah.
also, I drink very little these days, and I drink very little actually, because I can feel it really, the day after.
Yeah. I usually we have. I don't know how you say it in different countries or different languages, but here in Sweden we
Okay.
always say we're not 20 anymore.
Okay.
Is usually the go-to line. Like, yeah, we're old people now. We get hung over for like 5 days straight if we drink too much
Yeah.
an
Kill
evening.
me.
So yeah, pretty much. So that side of things is obviously,
Hmm.
and I think that's usually people in the whiskey community try to be very, um, drink responsibly
Yeah.
and promote a healthy attitude towards it, which I think is good. Um,
Hmm.
but nevertheless, it's like you said, like feeling the pressure of I have to do this, I have to do this, and review these
Hmm.
whiskeys and drink these and
Hmm.
taste these, and like
Yeah.
I can see that getting out of hand very quickly. And I remember you talking to me about it at the time because obviously we've
Hmm.
known each other
Hmm.
um, for years before starting this channel, like
Hmm.
during the time you had Whiskey Pilgrim going.
Yeah.
And I remember you talking to me about it, like, yeah, I need to take a break for a month now because I just did 5 reviews in 2 days or something.
Yeah.
And like, sure, you had a lot of fun with it, but at the same time, yeah, it takes a toll on you, as you said, and
Yeah.
it's
I
not
mean,
good in the long run.
no.
In combination with like other health problems and stuff,
No.
too.
I mean, if we, as much as this is, whiskey is a good sociable thing, it's a lot of
Sure.
experience, you can have great mold moments and all that. It's also a poison. You need to realize that it is a poison that we
Yeah.
can easily get an addiction to. I
Yeah.
mean, when I had a whiskey pilgrim, sometimes I think before the summer I could go 2 months without drinking, without a problem, just because I need to cleanse my body
Yeah.
because I've done so much already. And I think that, just take care of yourself. Seriously, take care of
Yeah.
yourself. It's so important.
Yeah. It is kind of playing with fire in a way.
Yeah, body, mind, soul. I guess also the economical side. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's better to have a roof over your head and food on the table, that kind of stuff, and just have a bottle looking at. Might not have anything else.
Yeah. And of
Yeah,
course,
it's
if you do feel like you have problems, I don't know if anyone watching this video feels that way. There is help to get, obviously.
yeah,
Also, an important step that people sometimes don't seem to take. When they get in, it doesn't have to be an addiction thing. Just like health problems or mental problems in general, it's kind of stigmatized in different ways, and it's like there's a lot of good help to get. Um, if it's just like talking to someone or going to see a doctor for a physical examination or something, like if you feel like you need help, go get fucking help.
Yeah,
There's
seriously.
help out there. And I realize
Now,
it might not be so easily accessible for everyone everywhere because
yeah,
of how politics differ in different countries, but try and get the help you can.
especially if you have a social, what's called socializing with people that also do drink a lot. I mean, it can be hard,
Yeah,
all those things can play a role as well. But
of
just,
course.
like I said, we're trying to be serious here, take care of yourself. That
Yeah.
is, from the bottom of our hearts, take care of yourself. I mean, seriously. And also, as we were talking about that before, about whiskey tube, and what we're doing. And I mean, there's, like we said, there's so much pressure in that, even though I think that we are both quite unprepared most of the times when we're doing our stuff. I mean, we have a subject we know we're going to talk about. We haven't really talked through it a lot most of the times, but but we get along and we do our best. But it still is an interesting thing, when you're doing this. I mean, like you said, we're a small channel, and we are thankful for the people that we have here coming, supporting us all the time, leaving a comment, even though we are bad at writing back on the comments. We do give a heart,
Yeah.
and a like, and try to respond as soon as we can, even though it takes 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But but is it actually quite an expensive? I don't think everybody do realize this is quite expensive. I mean, to do this
Yeah,
in one way,
for
I
like
mean,
just a hobby.
yeah, for just a hobby, it's expensive. I mean, you need equipment, and right now, I mean, even all the things I have here, I mean, I didn't start with this. I started recording with my old phone, an old phone I had. That was just what I did, and then I bought what's called something to put it on, you know,
Yeah,
just so
like a
that, yeah,
tripod.
a tripod. Yeah, thanks. And that's what I started with. I mean, my sound was bad. My audio, my what's called video quality was great because the camera was really good on the phone. And that is just a tip if you want to start this. Start using your phone. Seriously.
Sure.
Start using buying your phone, but buy something that you can record your voice, because that's always important. You don't have to buy something for $1,000, thousands and thousands of money, whatever, 100
Yeah.
euros, something like that. But your phone is always a great way to start if you want to do this. But it is expensive, and I understand why so many people want to do Patreons and all that stuff. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you do put out content, but you don't get anything more than likes, subscribers, and all that for it. Even though I think both you and I are, just having fun with the people we're having.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it happens, when you talk to other people, like different, because everyone has their own ambitions, and their own
Yeah,
level of, like, our goal was never to, like, yeah, let's do this, let's take over YouTube and become the biggest. Just this is for us. This is just like, and I've said this before. This is like hanging out in the couch, talking and just recording it and sharing it with people. That's all this is. And the fact that we have 100 people subscribed and like 10 people or more joining us for our live streams, that's like much more than I could have ever expected already.
yeah,
So I mean, the pressure doesn't come from that part of it. The pressure comes from more. Like, some people might feel pressure from that because there is a lot of, oh, you only have 100. If you do this, you can get more, or like, yeah.
yeah. You need to put yourself out there.
Yeah, pretty much. And I get that that's just like helpful tips, but for us who don't really care about that, that doesn't really matter. We appreciate the consideration and the encouragement, but like, yeah, sure, we could if we wanted to, but honestly, this is more than enough for me. I feel like before starting this recording, I was like in the couch ready to close my eyes and like go to sleep. I feel like I have a busy life, like taking an hour out of my life to do this is a lot of fun, but it also is kind of stressful, so I can only imagine like the stress people go through who care more about subscriber counts and views, and it must be really tough, like trying to make this a big thing,
Yeah, especially if you have a big big one, a big
Yeah, of
subscriber
course.
account, and you have people paying you, subscribers paying you for stuff. I mean, you had to put out a lot of content. I mean, that must be really
Yeah.
stressful. I mean,
Yeah. And
and also,
especially if you don't have, if you can't do it full time, because some people obviously can make a lot of money and do it like full time,
mm,
like quit their job and you do YouTube full time. And I guess
mm,
I'm sure that's still a ton of a ton of work. But like imagine, I can only imagine someone who's like trying to make it big, but still has to like work a 9 to 5, and
mm-hmm.
yeah, there's a lot of pressure for
Yeah, it
something
is.
that's completely voluntary at the same time, you know. But
Yeah,
people want to make it big, and as I said, we don't
go
even
for it.
care that
Then go for
much,
it.
but we still feel the pressure. But
Yeah,
as we said before, take care of yourself along the
yeah.
way, you know.
I mean, and that's also why we did what we did. You know, if you take like last season, you want to call it, you know, we did more. Started out with pre-recordings, and then ended it with more live streams.
Yeah,
But now we're going back a little bit to the old format, and that's just a lot because, especially one thing is that my health. Also, a little bit things happening in your life. I mean, and we still
yeah,
want to do this, but we know we have talked about this before. But we need to find the time, and just right now, the time is not always there. And you know, doing a live stream takes a lot of time because it's late
yeah,
in the night and finding the time just to do it. I mean, so that's why it's sometimes nice, just nice right now, just to do these pre-recordings, just to release them.
yeah. Because as I said, I was like ready to go to bed, but this is something you can squeeze into an hour.
Yeah,
A live stream isn't. You know, you have to set the times, make your plans for the
yeah,
night, like clear everything, make sure you have time in the morning to sleep
mm,
and stuff, because we do it late in the evening.
yeah.
So yeah, you're absolutely right.
And also, it's interesting when you're talking about whiskey because I remember when I started getting into whiskeys. That was like 8 years ago, 8 9 years ago. I mean, just how much whiskey tubing has changed. You know,
Yeah,
since I started watching it, you know, and I know you're not really that familiar or invested in it, you can say,
yeah, not
but
as much
still,
as you at least.
no. So I mean, and I remember when we started and I started watching. I mean, there were like very few channels out there, and I even remember which ones I was watching, and that was actually Ralphie, of course, because he's still, in my opinion, the best whiskey reviewer out there, even though I know some people don't think so. And also there was whiskey.com host Luning. That was just before he started doing English. Then he always did German in his native language, German. But still, I didn't care because he always did a lot of travel retail, and that's where I usually bought some of my whiskeys. So you could always know when, even though it wasn't completely different language, you could at least see on his face and when he was talking if he liked it or not. And there's also another channel that do not produce any more content for a long time. And I also always feel sad that people don't ever mention that channel really that much. The only one I know that has ever mentioned that channel was Swami from Malton in Montreal when he had that channel. And that was actually Whiskey Bitch. She was like one of the very first female whiskey YouTubers out there. And I mean, she was really good at what she was doing. Then she stopped for reasons that I don't think were because she got bored. I think that people were quite mean, I guess. It was just horrible in that way. But I
Yeah,
mean, she did a lot of whiskey reviews, and thanks to her and Ralphie and Horst, actually, that's how I got into whiskey, knowing because at that time there weren't that many people doing it, you know. And it was really hard to know what whiskey am I gonna buy because usually at Systemblog we have there's very little information, and if you ask the people usually that works there, they said read the information on the label, and the label says ask the people that work there. So yeah, and so that was very interesting. And then you know things changed, you know, and there came more and more. I mean, I remember watching some of Whiskey and Six Rob's first videos. I mean, he's big today. I mean, he's a really good whiskey tuber. There was, of course, Swami, Whiskey Wednesday, Scotch as Dummies, Scotch for Dummies, Whiskey Throttle, which in my opinion I think was a little bit ahead of his time. I think Daniel from Whiskey Throttle, he doesn't do anything more content these days, unfortunately. But he had a little bit what we were doing. He just did a live stream or something like that. And he was just talking for like 3 hours.
yeah,
And I like that. That was like a podcast basically he did. And he was, I don't know if he was one of the first to did it like that, but I really liked what he was doing because it was like 3 or 4 hours. He could just sit there talking,
Yeah.
you know, talking. And it wasn't like what other people were doing, It was just interesting. I really liked it. So please watch some of his old stuff he done. It's really interesting. And also Whiskey Whistle. There was a malt box who disappeared later on and then reappeared again. Thank God for that because he was really good, Andy. And then things changed, I mean, then I started, of course, the Whiskey Pilgrimage,
Yeah.
the best
That
one.
was a big change.
That was no, but I still thought
Everything
that
was
funny.
peaceful until Whiskey
Yeah,
Pilgrim
no, but I
started.
thought that was a funny thing. Now it sounds like I'm talking about myself. I thought it was just funny because there weren't really any Swedish whiskey tubers out there, and the ones that were that I do know about were Whiskey Tower, who did Swedish. He did, reviews and all that on Swedish. So I mean, their audience was quite limited. But they
Yeah.
did great content for Swedish people because they were making sure that you knew it was always released and what it tasted like before it was released. So that was great. Unfortunately, today they don't produce any content. They stopped this year, for their own reasons because they want to move on to something else. And thank you for your service, seriously,
Yeah.
for what you've done. No, but so that was interesting, And then I was invited to a whiskey community, and unfortunately today many of those do not produce any content today. Not even my old channel does. But things changed, And I thought it was just interesting just to see the development, the relationship you did create with people in the community. I mean, like with Greg, for example, Andrew from Precision Liquids, Matt when he had Air Whiskey, Swami, no other whiskey throttle Daniel. There's so many people there that I got to know from around the world. I mean, changing and exchanging what's called Dram samples, just amazing.
Yeah. Really
It was
cool.
just interesting, and also the whole part, that how it changed. I mean, I think a little bit the community has changed. They've gone to more and more like what we are doing, entertainment, talking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Starting to go more and more away from reviewing and more doing live streams. We're just having guests on talking, whatever.
But that's kind of a natural progression, though.
Yeah, it
Because,
is. It is. It
there's
is.
only so many whiskeys to review, and there's only so many ways to review them in.
Just look up something like Arbeg 10, Lagavulin 16, or something like that. I mean, you're gonna find a lot of
Yeah, that's
reviews
what I mean.
for just to name a very few.
Yeah.
To name a few. I mean,
Yeah, the cool thing is like when there's, I think you had a video on Whiskey Pilgrim, like a video on
yeah.
a review on a whiskey, and like there's no other reviews on it on like YouTube, or like very few. I don't know which one. Maybe it's more than one because you have some rare things in your collection, of course.
Oh, I mean, when I was reviewing whiskeys, yeah. I mean, that was
Yeah.
also the thing about that channel that I was like, one thing that comes as a pressure that you have to buy whiskeys to
Yeah.
review. My problem was that I already had a collection, and I told myself, "You're not gonna buy whiskeys to review. I mean, I'm gonna review what I have in my collection. I don't
Yeah.
care if I know if there's just 120 bottles, something like that, made of that whiskey,
Yeah.
because maybe someone that never opened that bottle is sitting there, and I'm gonna review it.
Yeah.
That was my point of view anyway. But when I did it, and that also did put me in a corner a little bit because I did review quite a lot of things that were hard to get, or people didn't really mind because usually you have to follow
Yeah.
the flow or that whole algorithm what you're going to
Yeah.
review
The hype,
because that
the hype
helps.
train, basically.
Yeah, the hype train.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you want to do that. I don't say that.
Sure.
That's how you grow. That's how you get all those fancy things and all that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I was always content with what I had. I was happy with what I did. So when I did end the channel, I mean, I was still happy because what I had
Yeah.
achieved on that channel. I mean, never got really big, but I mean, I was happy that I could inspire people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
of
what we're
course
supposed to be doing.
It led to this beautiful combination of people.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like as we said before, like we never started this because we were like we want to make this our job or something.
No.
This is like just something we want to do, and and I mean, even though we don't really care, like we don't take it personally that we don't have that many subscribers. But on the other hand, we still really appreciate And I guess to end this video on like a brighter note, it's been quite a depressing video. Like, it still means a lot, you know. It makes us really, really happy to have about more than 100 subscribers, and like people very supportive in the comments, in the live chats. We like every time we do a live, like there's always people there who were there last time. And that's to me really, really cool. People take time out of their daily life to hang out with you and me when we like make fools of ourselves online. I like it because
Saturday night I could hang it out with my wife, with my friends in the pub. No, let's watch a Dram Divided.
Yeah, that's a really, really cool part. And I'm kind of like blown away by it, because I mean, like, why would somebody do that? What's wrong with you people?
But we are
thankful. Get your priorities straight.
Like we said, like, think of your health. Think of your health, people. Run.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so it's really humbling, and it's really fun. We really do appreciate it. But as you said, like, we come to this like 5 minutes before starting the live streams or the recordings, and like, what are we going to talk about today? Oh, right. And then we're like, I just think it's fun. Despite all these downsides that we have covered tonight, like, and talked about, which are important to keep in mind and important to be aware of, and like be careful. But at the same time, like, this is one of the most rewarding things I do, like regularly.
Oh, you know? The pronunciation.
And
that's also a thing that people need to know, that we are not native English speaking people. Also,
true.
So that's an interesting part, but that's another subject.
We're
just going to do it in Swedish.
Different language. Next video is going to be all in Swedish.
Yeah, and the next one we're doing French and German. Then
we're going to learn French.
We're going to do it in Polish, and then we're going to do it in Turkish,
Arabic.
Yeah,
just pick and choose.
Yeah,
but I just wanted to end this video on like a brighter note, and like say that like this at the end of the day, this brings me at least a lot of joy.
Same here. I mean, I love this.
Both like both the drinking of good whiskey and sharing it with a good friend. This good friend I have right there, and like all of you people watching online.
He's there.
I am there. Yeah. He's here between our screens. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not pointing to Frederick. Someone is hiding there. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Of course, I mean you. Yeah. But like, sharing good whiskey and good company, and like, it's very, very, very fun. It makes me very happy.
So everything you said there, I totally agree on. Before we end this, we want to show something that I did on Whiskey Pilgrim.
Yeah, because you have touched on this subject in like a more humorous way before.
Yeah, comedian, great, and I never got demonetized because of it, because of copyright.
Until today.
So people, you're gonna see this. So we're just gonna say thank you so much for all your love. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy, and let's see if we can get this one going. You have anything to say, Arnold, before we start?
Enjoy. There's no sound, man.
What?
There's no sound.
No!
It's all gone to hell.
No sound?
It's all gone wrong.
No. Technical difficulty. Yeah. No wonder why there's no sound. Yeah, technical difficulty. We're not professionals. You already know. Now then, is there sound?
Yes.
Shit, there's a lot of news. Who the fuck are you? Yeah! Finally, everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! The words, right. Say the words. Pancho! Barata!
Tear your soul apart. Wilson, where are you?
Are you not entertained? Amen, brother.
That's it, people. Thank you so much for being here. What is it, Damon? Are you laughing because
I'm
because
just
of
happy. I like
Yes,
that
happy.
video a lot.
Yeah, it is cool. So, people, thank you so much. And we see you next time, okay? Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.
Cheers.